I'm surprised Zoom will let me record while I'm driving. Perfect. Didn't
What
expect that.
happened? They didn't let you? Oh, because you're driving?
Oh, it did let me. I was surprised. I didn't think it let me hit record while I was in motion, but I was wrong. How's
No,
your
I'm
day
sure.
yesterday?
Um, I think it was okay.
Oh, I mean, you'd be
You
the one
know?
to know. So
Huh?
I said you'd be the one to know. So I hope you. He's like, I think it was okay.
I don't know. I mean, there's some things that are happening in the background that I wasn't paying attention to, and I started to yesterday, and I don't know. I don't know. Just just feel a little lost. That's it.
Copy.
Huh?
I said copy.
Yeah. What about you?
Yesterday was one of those test days.
You
So
too?
yeah, it definitely was. I ended up, you know, I had to drive yesterday, so I went to pick up the truck and got there, and it had two flat tires on the trailer.
Oh, snap.
So that's how the day progressed. Um, yeah, it was a good time. I ended up getting back home at 8:15 last night. Uh, didn't get to do the stuff I wanted to do in the process of the rebuild,
Yep.
but
That's uh that's 2 days now, right?
what's up?
2 days in a row that you get home at 8:30.
Well, no, that was Monday, so um
What day is today?
Tuesday.
Oh, okay, never mind. Go ahead. I don't
Yeah,
know what day
so
it is.
right. Turn off the alarm real fast. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, no.
I don't know
I
what day it is, dude. I'm sorry.
I mean that's just the nature of things. I never know what day it is anyways. So but yeah. So I got home and sat down and was eating dinner, and I was like, man, I really need to I'm planning on doing this today. And of course my wife was like, yeah, well you didn't plan on getting home at, 8:15. So
Yeah, that's true.
and the way my brain is set up, I'll sit there and tell myself like, well, it doesn't matter what the circumstances are, you need to get it done anyways. So,
Yeah.
like, like I got out the shower and I started like standing a little corner of the wall, and I had to stop myself. And I was like, dude, don't do that. Like I didn't even get dressed, and I had like the sanding block in my hand and my towel, and I'm like down here, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? So I got issues.
We
Um,
all do.
right. At least mine
Yeah.
are most of them are good issues though. It's like just tell myself to turn it off every once in a while. But I did make the coffee before I went to the gym because my wife called me out about me talking out here while she's trying to sleep.
Ah!
Yeah. She said,
Yeah.
What's with this new trend of you standing out in the hallway talking on your call in the morning?" Like,
Yeah. That's exactly what was going on this weekend. That's exactly that's ex- that's exactly the conversations that I had this weekend. A couple of them, you know, because I have a pretty deep voice and it projects through walls. I didn't know this. So whether I laugh or I chuckle, Yeah. So that's all I heard, and that's why they were starting to, wake up so early and so forth. Yeah, man.
So I made the coffee before I went to the gym this morning, and went and crushed my workout. But I was thinking about the events of yesterday and how quickly I was like willing to not go this morning because I was just freaking tired. And I was like, ah, pussy. Oh,
Yeah.
little bitch. And then my little evil voices started talking and
You had
uh,
to, yeah, no, 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 no. That's okay. It keeps you in line.
it does.
It keeps you in line. Yeah. Mine were, mine are, my voices are the ones that are driving me a little crazy too, because mine are talking about like, all right, asshole, what are we gonna do? You know, what are we gonna do? What's next? What are we doing? That's all that one says. That's all that one says. Because I don't like the way I feel. I get anxiety just thinking I gotta go back and start fixing airplanes. I
Mm,
don't like that way. I don't like the way I feel. You know what I mean? I really don't. I really don't. Dolly doesn't seem to understand that though.
yeah. So you say you don't like the way you feel when you think about having to actually perform that task.
Yeah. Yeah. It stopped being fun a while ago, and I know everything is in mental strengthness. I know everything is in perception. But right now, dude, I don't like my perception.
Uh,
So I know what to do, right? I need to change my perspective. What is it about it that I don't like? Well, actually, I like the smell of burnt jet fuel. Okay, so what is it that you don't like? I don't like that I have to depend on it. That's what I don't like. Okay, no problem. Uh, just okay. So what's next? I don't know. Well, I need to make money. Okay, so you've had all these projects, and out of all these projects, which one's brought you the most money? I'm like, okay. This is pretty much my conversations with myself all the time, all the time. You know, I'm on another adventure. I'm on another endeavor. Uh, I found a way. I found a way I could do both. D. I found a way how I can grow myself. I found a way I can grow myself. I can continue to look how, on this next transition into online fucking whatever, making a buck online.
Yeah.
And and I found a fucking I can spend more time with my wife. I found a way that I can check. It checks all the fucking boxes, dude. All of them. It checks all the boxes. but she doesn't want it.
Mm.
And it drives me crazy. It can check all the boxes. The only box it doesn't check is to have a physical location here in the States.
Mm.
I don't know what else to do. With I know that with the way that I think, the way that I am, if I had enough free time to dive in and give this a go, for example, dude, yeah, like just go. But and still live and still partake and have a normal life and enjoy, you know, dude, I don't understand what the issue is. We can always come back.
Mm.
Why not take the chance and just jump? Let's go for a year. That's it. What am I
Yeah.
going to lose, dude?
Oh, yeah, remember that, like, well, I think on the hierarchy of needs, women's basic most um the high I think the highest one is security. And that's I think that's what's lost with the that physical location is why she's a little resistant to that one, more than likely. I know my wife is very security based as well, and doesn't like she's very adverse to risk. And I think that's a trait of most women. They crave that. So you're a salesman, phenomenal salesman. Um, so you have to figure out to craft your words to solve that in her brain. And I think when you address that, that might help that conversation a little more. It just, my perspective on that. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but it might be something to look at.
Because the other thing that
Is that a fucking kitty mug?
it is not a kitty mug. It is a puppy mug.
Fucking puppies and ice cream cones and shit.
Yeah.
Melon.
And watermelons. Hell yeah.
That's too fucking funny. They always say you can people will buy anything if you get in front of them. I guess that's true because I damn sure wouldn't have bought that shit. Um,
I got two of them, one for him,
I
one for
bet you
her.
do because you're a different individual.
I am a little different, dude.
We're literally opposites in a lot of different ways and have a lot of similarities. Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. Like yeah, that's awesome. So yeah. Hmm. So
Just things that come to mind. Now, mind you, this is so you know. I understand what's going on with me right now, but like, this is me talking right now, and I'm integrating. I did a toad session the other day, so this is my aftermath. This is my, what's happening to me right now is post coming back to this world, basically. Um, to sum it up,
gotcha.
because things that I think about is okay. So what is it that I want? What's my bottom line? The universe always tacks on so many things. It gives you literally what you want when you're not specific enough. It doesn't matter how it gives it to you, though. What matters is that it gives it to you.
That's funny.
You know?
You know what is funny?
Wow.
Because when I left this morning, well, when I got up, so last night when I got back into town, I was passing Daniel's on 75, and
Okay.
somebody that was supposed to come by on Sunday texted me and asked me if I was home. And I told him I was coming into town. He told me to swing by his office. So it's the man that offered to pay for the mold remediation.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured that he was just gonna like slide me the cash for that, which is really cool. Really grateful for it. And so like talked for a few minutes. I was fucking tired. I was ready to go. I didn't even open the envelope. I just thank you, really appreciate it. And he was like, well, I'm not the only person. A bunch of people chipped in. No, we want to do something good for you guys.
That's cool.
And I was like, fucking awesome. Who did that? He was like, people. And so it's like, you won't even allow me to say thank you. Like, fucked up, whatever. Um, and he's like, oh, I'll see if they'll allow you to send a fucking card. Let us say thank you. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And he's like, all right, well, I'll see if everybody wants to be anonymous. Cool. So I put it in here, come in, look at my desk, it's a fucking mess. I'll start cleaning up, put it over there, put it in my hat. Don't think anything about it. Open it up this morning at 3 a.m. as I'm negotiating with myself on why I don't want to go back to the gym and go to bed. And I was like, I know how much money this should be, but it feels a little heavy. And I was like, well, maybe it's in 20s. Like maybe the 50s. Like, all right, cool. Yeah. And I was like, man, I was like, it's kind of stiff. It was like, these are crispy hundreds. And so I opened it up and it's about double what we needed.
Oh my gosh.
And so, and like, remember when I was talking about, you ask for things, like, God, I need you to intervene here. And, you try to choose how it's going to happen, how he's going to move these different things. Like, I just wanted him to make the insurance company pay and I didn't have to worry about it. But, he decided to go another route. And yeah, it's cool. It's really, really cool. And, when I was walking into the gym today, I was just like, it was like, how arrogant are you to decide how you want God or the universe or anything to, give you what you ask for with your little human brain and all of the infinite possibilities that are out there and, allowing people to bless you and do things for you. Man, how you douchebag, get your ass in there and work out. And that was like the end of the conversation. I just thought it was really funny because, not specific enough on how you ask for things, or I just want you to intervene, do your thing, open the doors, close the doors. That's always all I say, open the right doors, close the wrong ones. And then you'll stand there and beat your head against the wall for 6 years and try to figure out why you sell more than everybody in your agency, but then you're just not getting the compensation that because you asked them to close the wrong doors and you're so arrogant and hard-headed, like, I'm gonna make it work. We don't quit.
Oh, fuck, dude. Tell me I can't do it. Tell me I can't do it. Watch me.
I'll prove
Come
you
on,
wrong.
please. And you're banging yourself against the fucking wall going, dude, it's not working, man. Dude, it's not working. I'll make it.
Right. And that's the thing. So, it's like, I would sell more than like most people would sell in a year and a month. And then everything would fall apart. And I'm like, what the fuck? Well, fuck it, I'll do it again. Do it again. I'm gonna do more. And it's like, and I think that's why I had the conversations in the like last night. And then the podcast I sent you yesterday. And the guys that had written into that show, this guy in his, I think his early 20s, I think he's 20 years old. And he had worked himself to the point where he had fallen asleep on the road and totaled his car.
Oh,
And it was it made me think back about over my 20s. I think the longest I ever worked was like 32 hours straight when I was like 23, 24 in one of the blizzards in Colorado. And I remember I had stopped at the gas station on my way home. I think I was buying a pack of cigarettes or something like that, and the state patrol was there. And he's like, "Are you done for the night?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do I need to follow you home?"
wow, you were tired.
Yeah, he could
That
see it. Like,
he can see you how fucking tired you were.
yeah. He's like, "I know you've
Wow.
been out to work," and he's like, "I see you all over the place." He's like, "Do I need to follow you home? Make sure you get home all right." I was like, "Man, well, I'm right around the corner. Be all right." But and then like in my 30s, same thing, like riding like that. In my 40s now, I was like, I'll stay up for a day and a half. And it's like, it's not a virtue to not take care of yourself. We talk about like pushing and making sure you're consistent and stuff like that. And it's like, all right, well, part of that consistency is still making sure that you're taking care of your mental state. And I was like, man, I was like, I realize the supplements I take give me a kind of an edge on performance and mental clarity. And like I didn't realize it, but I took it yesterday because I yesterday was a fucked up day. Like I woke up at 11 o'clock at night and was tossing and turning, and then finally got out of bed at midnight. And then went to the couch and started watching documentaries, which turned into crap. And I just tossed and turned on the couch until we got on yesterday morning. And
Wow.
yeah, so I
So you
was
didn't
just like,
sleep. Yeah.
right. And so when I was leaving, I was like, well, I need to make sure. So I took my amino acids. I grabbed some extra hydration. I took some creatine and like, making sure you're hydrated, fueled. And the creatine actually helps with your cognitive function, especially in sleep deprived states.
Mm.
And a lot of people don't know that.
Mm.
But and so like when I'm getting home last night, I'm still like super duper sharp, and I'm just like, dude, it's like it's really that big of a difference because I didn't take the pre workout or any of the other stuff. I just took the things that were fuel, and I just hydrated all day. And I actually had good clean eating yesterday. I didn't eat really. I think I might have had like a little bitty sweet candy bar, chewy. That's called a granola bar, but it's a chewy candy bar or chewy granola bar with this like sugar, like you could feel it hit, but everything else is like fruits and vegetables and protein sticks. And it's like those things give you an edge when you're putting the right fuel on there, but still, like at the end of the day, you gotta get rest. And yeah, I was like that stuff kind of hit hard when I was thinking about it, and I was just like, you ran yourself and burned the candle at both ends and in the middle. Like you do the same thing. Like when you go on some of your work trips, like yeah, just falling asleep on the computer. And like that's it's not a. And they're like, oh, that's not sustainable. Like, dude, I've been telling people have been telling me that I'm going to pass out on the road for years, and I never have. Um, but it doesn't change the fact that people do that, and it's very irresponsible for people that are out on the interwebs pushing that as a virtuous thing. Like I work the hardest. Like, yeah, that's cool, but it's not. So
Yeah.
there's a certain amount of responsibility, and I was really thinking about that uh, last night when I was sitting there on the couch, finally eating dinner at 9 o'clock at night. And I was just like, all right. I was like, went to bed at freaking like 9:30. And I kid you not. So my wife got me a weighted blanket a couple of years ago. This is how one of the reasons why marrying an OT is fucking phenomenal because she notices things that I don't notice and has helped me in so many ways. But I was like, what the fuck? I don't need this weighted blanket. This is weird. And I put it on that first time and I like melted into the bed. And then I don't use it all the time, but last night was one of those nights. It's like, man, let's turn on the TV, blah 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 blah. All right, and then I was like, oh, let's see. And I pulled it up over myself, and I was like, I was like, oh, I should turn the TV off. and just like melted to death, and didn't wake up at all last night. But I don't even know why I told that where I was going with that, but I love that blanket.
No, we were talking about how we talked so many things, dude. Because my mind has been with you the whole time. Hold on. We were talking about how. Hold on. Hold on. I can't rewind.
No, it's cool.
Hold on, though. I know what we talked about. I swear to God, I do. Just give me a second. No, but anyway, we're talking about how we're like-minded, how we pretty much have the same problems. We're just facing them differently. What else? About what's going on? How you were talking about how you talk to yourself, and I was talking about how I I'm asking myself what the what's the next step, what's going on because of work, because of how we're talking about not falling asleep on the road. Hold on. See, I'm fast forwarding it, everything. Hold on. We're talking about not falling asleep on the road. That's probably where your blanket came from, because after that, you said that you married an occupational therapist, and she gave me this weighted blanket, and that was it. Yeah. So that was pretty much in series.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the whole fucking like you got to get rest is basically where I'm going with everything
But
because
here's okay. So, oh God, but here's the one thing though. So with the whole rest thing, I don't look forward to going to bed, right? I don't look forward to going to bed. I look forward when I can wake up and just get up, doesn't matter the time, do my thing, take another nap. At some point in the day, I'm about to crash, and I'll take another nap, and then I'll get up and just do it all over again. And when I have, and I am able to do weeks like that. What my wife doesn't know is that that's when I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, for example, and I'll do my morning meditations and so forth, and I'm doing my morning rituals before everybody else. That's why my wife she'll be like, oh, when it comes 10, 11 o'clock, you want to take a nap. And I'm like, yeah, because I've been up since like, for 8, 9 hours. I'm tired. I'm ready. I am ready to take to take a power nap 2, 3 hours, and then I can go on another fucking 8, 9, 10 hours, you know, especially when I work those long days on my jobs. Um, I don't, it's almost like a split shift is what I like to work, like we're just going to work until we're tired, literally, whether it be 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, could be 4 hours. I've walked in, look at the airplane and go, yeah, I'm not touching you today. And I'll walk out and I'll go, yeah, and I'll walk out. I will walk out. I walk out and I'll go and I'll sleep and I'll come back after I'm done sleeping. Doesn't matter how long it takes me. It could be 4 hours, it could be 2 hours, it could be whatever. Just if I say I have to rest, I rest. I have a hammock in my van. You know what I mean? It's there for a purpose. It's there for
yeah,
a purpose.
I'm very anti-nap.
See,
Very anti-nap. Because
I've
it
also
just
learned. You were talking about how your the energies that you get and so forth, also with your creatine and your supplements, right? Right.
yeah.
So think about what you just said. When you're eating right,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you're eating the correct things, I'm not gonna say go fucking vegan. Listen, we're made to eat everything, dude. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, beef, chicken, doesn't fucking matter. We eat everything. We can eat everything, and we find nutrients. If we can find nutrients in an ant, we'll fucking eat it. You know, it doesn't matter. I mean, look at this. You got fucking half of China eating every crawling creature out in the world. And there's how many billions of Chinese? Yeah, I don't think we're gonna die. You know, that you can eat anything. So
Yeah, most of the stuff they eat comes from the earth. It's not fucking made in it's not the Beyond Burger.
that is another point, my friend. That is completely another point, which is part of what I'm understanding now as being the Western world way of thinking. How can I be 40? How old am I? 46, 45, 40, 46. Fuck, dude, I'm 46. How could I be 46 years old and just now understanding that whole Western way of thinking when my whole life we've always been taught that the American way is the best way? We're killing
Yeah,
ourselves.
yeah. Well,
Ah,
it might have been the best way before they industrialized and made everything fucking a business. So the fast food, Ray Kroc thing was a great innovation, and then it wasn't because they
listen to what
decided
you just
then
said.
they had to
Listen
make
to
everything a food service product, and they had to
listen to
make
what
everything profitable.
you just sounded like a Democrat. You
Really?
just yes. How about that?
Okay. Well, it wasn't really a how about that, isn't it? Actual fact.
No, no. The way that I said that is because I've said that so many times, and you start thinking about, you know, you're right, 100%. When we decided to let these corporations literally
mhm.
run our world, that's exactly what they're doing. We are all just a number. How much is that motherfucker right there? Well, what do you mean? How much is that motherfucker right there? I'll buy him
Mhm.
for 100 million because I know he'll spend at least six with me. You know, so think about that, dude. That's all that propaganda. There's things that we do in the US of A that no other world place in the world. Listen, I was listening to this thing. I did not understand this whole alphabet soup kids and all that stuff, and they are creating
Mm.
these these
With,
people.
with pharmaceutical intervention with mental health. Yeah. I
It
thought about that the other day, and then it had it reinforced when I was listening to Rogan yesterday. I was listening to the interview with JD Vance, and he was talking about the fact that a lot of the school shooters had actually been on pharmaceuticals prescribed by mental health professionals
yes,
at the time of that heinous act. And so I was just thinking about that, and I had a certain amount of appreciation because when I was talking to my therapist, and I was like, do I need to be honest? And she's full crop at bridge. Let's execute in these areas first to make sure that we're taking all the appropriate options. And she was 100% right. Um, but that stuff is like it's not good for you. And it makes me think back to like I think around that period because I stopped drinking soda in high school, and then when I start having reactions to different foods that were heavily processed, I just stopped eating that food, and then found out that it was everything non-GMO, GMO, antibiotics, all these other drugs that they're giving these animals that were making me sick. And so that kind of just led me down the path of actually looking at labels of foods and not eating certain things. And that's kind of a big deal. Like when the first time I ate a McDonald's hamburger after I hadn't had one in 5 years, I fucking threw it up.
yes.
And
Mine was 2 years. Mine was 2 years. I just craved a Big Mac. I don't know. I was driving one day. I was like, oh, you know what? Yeah, why not? It won't kill me today.
Right. I can, it's okay to have this little guilty pleasure every once in a while. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, dude, I
Uh,
bit it, I ate it, and 30 minutes later, man, I'm hurling and I'm pooping. I was like,
yeah,
wow.
it's very interesting. Once you detox from all the different shit that they're putting in our food, your body's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And like now it's to the point where I can eat that stuff when necessary, but I have to eat it slowly, which is pretty interesting. If I eat it too
That
fast,
makes
I'll fucking
sense.
throw that shit up. Uh, but and that's the value of the internet now too, because now it's not like you're the only person that's experiencing this stuff. You listen to Luke Belmar, this freaking young man that has too much time and a lot of money, so he's able to like look at some of the stuff, and he's talking about. And I never thought about this. I have a buddy that used to work for Cisco, and
Yes, I know
and
which
he
way you're
was
going.
just like, and he was just like, yeah, he's like, the same fucking company delivers all the products to these different restaurants. And it's like, son of a bitch, it's all the fucking same. And so, you're bitching at Taco Bell for their grade D meat that you wouldn't feed
The
to your
same.
dog, but it's the same thing that's going into McDonald's, and I don't think Wendy's uses them, but I know Burger King does. And it's like, all right, and there's just another stop. And so they've commercialized and industrialized, and they make
Listen,
money doing the same.
the butcher blocks, yeah, the same thing. The butcher stores, and they bring in all those meats. It's all the same fucking people,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
It's all the same distributors.
Yeah, and so now like there's has to be a serious conversation about shopping locally, and with watching I watch a lot of people's content now. I think about it. And Jordan Welch, and he's over in Coral Gables after he got out of his kickboxing,
Yep.
and he's at the farmers market, and like we're in the truck, and my wife, her ears perk up. She's like, "That's what I'm going to do on Sunday while you're doing X. Is I'm going to go to the farmers market." There's simple stuff like that because that's something that she loves to do. She loves to go outside, get in the sun, shop local, and you need to find a local butcher and actually do the same thing.
That's exactly the lifestyle, for example, that was available in Colombia, right? Where I remember looking at my in-laws' refrigerator, and here in the States, we got the fridge, you know? But you open it up, it's just massive. Over there, dude, the refrigerator is maybe 5 foot tall, all of 24 inches wide. You know what I mean? It's like you can't really fit anything. It's almost like a wine or a beer and wine cooler. That's the
Mm,
refrigerator because they're like, all right, what are we doing? Okay, so they make their breakfast, couple eggs, blah blah blah, no big deal. Then what are we doing for lunch? I don't know yet. And they go to the market downstairs. They walk around the corner. They go to the fucking local market. They pick out the fresh fruits and vegetables that they're going to eat today.
no.
Then they go to the butcher and said, "What are we having? Chicken? Okay, let me get a fucking whole chicken." And they cut it up, boom, fresh. There you go. Do we need milk for tomorrow? Yeah. Okay, let's pick up some milk and eggs, and that was it.
Yeah,
That
that's the difference of
beautiful.
being like working to live. Like everybody here works to live. Like
Yes,
fucking slaves, they're living their life.
it's
There's a big difference there. The lady
that's the
that
matrix.
the lady that you had when you stopped by the house the other day, and you were talking about when she was like buying the dresses. It was like, her mentality towards money, and like, I'm not willing to pay that price because, in pesos, that's a fuck ton of pesos. Um, and I look at my wife. It's like she's so happy when she finds a good deal, and she wants like when I spend the money on some stuff, she's like, "What the fuck were you doing? Like, what is wrong with you? Stop doing that shit." Like, she opened the box this hat came in yesterday, and I wasn't home, and she's like, "Oh, I thought you ordered a hat from a different company." I was like, "I did." I was like, "But I've been wanting one of these for over a year, and they're every time they drop a new release, it sells out, and so I've never gotten one." And you could hear in her voice, she's like the groan. It's like,
How much was that?
I could tell she was already looking at the receipt in the box. I knew it was already open. It's as almost as much as I paid for a hat at a Tampa Bay's Bucks games when I was bitching about it, and I was just like, I don't want to pay that much for that hat because I didn't want it. It was just the sun was brutal and I'm bald, so I had to buy it, and I was pissed. Um, but this one I actually wanted, so I didn't really care. But I didn't want it. Again, I didn't want to spend the money on it either. But I was like, ah, I was like, that's that personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion.
Yeah,
Uh,
I see that.
that's a that is the one of the core beliefs that I hold very very high, and I got that statement from First Form, and that's one of their things, because people want you weak, then you need to be strong. Like they want you dumb, you need to be smart. They want you fat, you need to be fit. And all of those different things, they're so important to the way that I've conducted my life and for a very very long time. Like even as a child, when I was grounded and I couldn't leave my room, the only thing I did was push-ups and sit-ups. If I could have taught myself how to read better back then, I would have, but I just didn't have the capacity for it. But yeah, no, and so might make a shirt that says "Live rebellious" with the definition of rebellion on there. I don't know. I like that. It's a good thought. I have to put that into action. Yeah.
Listen, that's the thing that this country needs. And here's the one thing you have to remember: this country was founded on rebellious, right? Every They were founded on, listen, it would like the slogan on the Statue of Liberty: "Give me your tired, free, sick," right? They It had certain core values that the world needed to hear. Literally, that's how it grew so fast. But at the same time, because of its growth, it's gonna have to fucking fall for it to be better. You think about this, it's the same thing. Think about like personal wise, right? So you're talking about how amazing everything was and how shitty it is now because of how the system allowed itself to fuck itself. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
because the corporations are the ones that are fucking hurting us. Listen, this whole there's a everybody's starting to wake up and realize, hey, what the fuck's going on? Hey, what the fuck is going on? Hey, what the fuck's going on? You know, this is everybody's starting to realize that it's not what it was meant. It's not what it's portrayed to be, what everybody's portrayed. I really think that the disruptors, somebody like, for example, Trump, why do they hate him so much? Because he's a fucking disruptor. Because he's the one that goes, wait, that shit's not right. That shit's not right. And fuck
Mhm.
you. What happened to our values and so forth. It's all a propaganda. Sure, it is. There's only it's still managed by the companies to a certain extent, but at least we can have what everybody wanted and is a life. What happened to the life from the 50s? Remember the old 50s shows, the white picket fence, fucking Leave It to Beaver, fucking, you know, that was the American fucking dream. Now, if you look around it, that shit doesn't exist anymore. And for that to exist, people need to fucking slave themselves or really drastically change. Because if not, you just get consumed by the actual system in itself. How? By make it fucking let's turn cities like fucking New York. I heard that down here in my little fucking town, they're trying to pass a new thing where the local town center mall, they want to build condos on top of it. So, for example, where Sears was, because they closed down Sears, and where Sears was is big enough to have a first floor retail, second floor restaurants, third and above fucking like condos, like you know what I mean? Those are
Yeah.
we don't need more people moving into this area, number one. But number two, they're thinking about, hey, let's fucking mass and let's just mass produce and mass produce. Why? Because we need more slaves, because we need more people here in the area spending that dollar. But you know what I mean? So that's all they fucking care about. And it's killing our way of life. And that's another reason why a lot of us are looking to go elsewhere. This is not cool. This is not cool. We're being pushed out of our own homes. Ah!
You had said something earlier, and I had been thinking about it when you were talking about the job, and what do you say? It's not fun anymore.
It's not fun.
And my brain immediately went to, why is that even important?
Oh my goodness! Of course.
And when I was driving back, I was getting on the interstate last night. The sun was going down to head south to go drop off the truck. It was about an hour away from where I had to go, and my brain went to, I do this for my wife. I do this for our house. I do this for the things that we want to accomplish while I'm building other things. And like I turned off the audios, turned on the freaking the country music, cracked the windows, sun's going down, you see the whole cab lit up from all the dash, and I was just in the moment, like listening to the sound of the turbo and the cool air. I was like, oh yeah. And I was like, this shit fucking sucks. This part right here is awesome. Like, I don't like, this is not where I want to be right now. But that drive was so freaking peaceful because my mentality was right about it. And
I can understand.
No,
I can understand completely, because like I said, I still love the smell of exhaust fumes. I love the smell of just burnt jet fuel, man. I really do. It's weird. I literally inhale as I see a plane taxiing off, and I can feel that warm breeze. It gives me chills. I don't know why, right? I mean, even before I came back, because I quit this fucking aviation shit all the time. I think I've quit like 7 or 8 times already. I'm working on like number 9 or 10 right now. No, it's true. It sucks. But I mean, here's the thing. At least I want to go try. That's the only part that kills me. And listen, just listen to what I said, dude. So in order for me, look how selfish I sound, and I understand what I'm about to say, but just hear me out. This is my own truth. Okay.
I hate that phrase.
Which one?
This is my own truth.
Why? But it's true. My truth isn't your truth.
Yeah.
It never will be. Your truth is never my truth.
I think truth is very concrete. And I think it's one of the things where you can only say what you perceive to be true. And that's all there is to it. Okay. All right. But proceed.
Just to maintain my home. Just to be up to date with everything, just to be like this. Okay? With all my expenses, just whatever you can imagine.
That's a high ass number. I remember we talked about that. That's a high fucking number.
12 grand, dude. It's 12 grand. It's $12,000.
Yeah.
$12,000, $12,000. What does that mean, dude? That means that 12,000, my first $12,000 is gone. I just made about 15 grand, 14,000 after expenses, maybe, on my inspection the other day. What day is it?
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday the what?
5th.
Okay. It's election.
It is.
Okay. I think I got like $1,200 in my account.
Yeah, I was just like thinking about that. You gotta make 145 grand a year just to fucking survive
Now listen to this. Ready?
a household.
Now listen to this. I found a way to not only give myself enough time in the day. In other words, I'm going to change professions.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to become a professional bum. I am going to live and work on me, and I will, and while I find a way to make money online, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I found a way that I can live what I want to do. I want to figure out how this is going to be able to feed my fucking family later on, right? Feed me, right? Maybe I can create something. I know for a fact that if you do something for fucking, what is it, 5 years, you become an expert at it. Okay, I know for a fact that we are pretty close to our 100 episodes, recording 100 days. I know for a fact that we are so much farther ahead that we could ever imagine compared to the other ones. I know for a fact that if we give ourselves a little bit more time, we will actually make substantial money and retire how we envision our retirement would be, because we're not going to retire, dude. Just we're going to always continue doing what we need to do, and that's it. But I found a way that I can give myself that freedom. I found a way that I can dedicate and give myself my time to go paint. I found a way that I can dedicate and give myself my time to play the guitar. I just bought a guitar last night. I went on fucking, I wanted a classical nylon string guitar, and I just so happened to be taking a dump and I found one. I'm like, oh, hey, where are you? Oh, West Palm. Oh, wow. I'm actually going to be in West Palm today. Whereabouts? Okay, cool. Hey, I'll pick it up at 5. Dude, I picked up the guitar. I liked it. It's a handmade guitar, no brand, but it's from a guy in like I said, it's a handmade guitar from a guy in Nicaragua, Costa Rica. I looked him up, seemed decent, a simple guitar. I bought it because it's not a brand name, or you know what I mean. I bought it because it was handmade. That's it. So, and it sounded decent. I want to play that guitar. I want to learn to play it. I found a way that I can live life with my wife, spend time with her. I found a way that I can go and actually live for a fraction of what I pay now just to live, right? And why not take advantage of that? That's the part that kills me.
Mm-hmm.
That I can't pull that trigger. That's the part that kills me. So it's either A, I'm not ready for it, B, I need to prepare more, or C, to find another avenue. I got to follow the flow charts, right?
Yeah. It's funny because we have the same thought processes throughout the course of the day. And you know, it's fun. Well, it's funny because I was thinking about the conversations that we've had, and like at the very beginning, when I would listen, when I'd be editing, I would notice so many things that I despised about my speech patterns and the way that I talked and the way that I communicated. And like, given it was 1,000% better than what I was doing prior, like when I first started selling life insurance, like it was so fucking bad. And then I got really, really good at the presentation, but I still had little quirks and things that I would notice during recordings, the sounds that I would make in between words while I was thinking and pausing. And then things started to get better and it progressed. But, and then the podcast that I was sent you yesterday to listen to, freaking, I swear to God, timing's everything. He's like, you guys that want to get better at speaking and delivering a message, he's like, shoot a
Record
podcast,
yourself.
record a podcast. And even if nobody listens to it,
Watch it.
then you'll become so much better at speaking publicly. You'll learn how to communicate properly. And it's like, I'm already thinking about this. And I was like, coming up on 100 episodes, I would not have ever thought that the conversations and the delivery and the things that come out of our mouths and the everything, it's so much freaking better than it was when it started. And it's only been what, 90 days? And that whole thing, we were talking about it before, you can change your life in 90 days. Well, no, you can start to change your life in 90
You can
days
start.
with some
Yes.
consistency. Like it's not going to change in 90 days, but you'll lay the groundwork and you'll get
It's what we were talking about yesterday with your boy about momentum too, though.
Yeah.
And that's the part that scares me too. Right? So am I supposed to throttle back? Because that one kills me as well. And now, now we're talking about it. So it's like part of it now. She's like, "All right, cool. You're almost done with that 100 days, right? Because you told me it was 100 days, so you're almost done with that 100 days, right?" And I'm like, "Fuck, dude, I don't want it to be done. What do I do?" Huh. All right. Well, because we're now transitioning into building our own little platforms, or you know maybe now it's, hey, it's Nestor and Daniel, as we did Mindshift. Now we're going to transition into a new show or new this, and come with us as we build our own little online businesses. Grow with us and show, you know what I mean? I don't know, dude. I thought of that yesterday, part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what the fuck we're. I know we're on the right track. I know we're preparing for something right now. I just don't know where it could take us. But at the same time, do I want to continue? Of course I do. Do I want to please that one? Of course I do. But here's my other thing. I still have to think about my ultimate goal. My ultimate end goal is to not depend on aviation, right? Being able to travel, being able to fucking just go. Whatever it takes me. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going, dude. That's the truth. I don't know where I even am right now.
It's the end of that 11 days or 100 days. And like my wife was already, she's like, yeah, it's almost over, right? So she's like, I was just thinking we could start going to the gym together again at 5 a.m. And she's like, I was enjoying that before you started this project, and I want to go back to that. And I was like, like selfishly, I'm like, I don't want to stop. But when she's telling me that, it's like, all right, I get that. And Nestor, you want to get that 3? I'll plan. But
listen, here's the thing. I mean, that's part of it, right? We should be able to just go have a time. So this could be our job. You know what I mean? This could be our job. We're supposed to go out there and live, record our events, right? So fucking, like the Daniel channel you have, you'd be trucking all your truck railing I even had an epiphany of calling friends that I know that are good mechanics and say, "Yo, dude, I'll buy your fucking film yourselves, talk it over, talk about what's going on. I'll buy that content from them. I really would. I'll pay them $1 a minute. You know what I mean? I have no problem because I know what I could do with that fucking. You know what I mean? If I have somebody else's content coming in and they're sending me videos, that would be a blast. You could think about that too. It's like if you have trucker friends, hey guys, send me a fucking cool video of what you're doing, what's going on, and then use that video in order to fucking just keep promoting whatever the fuck it is that we're promoting. Mm-hmm. Just like I was making coffee this morning and I saw a page on TikTok with 250,000 subscribers, and every video was a copy paste video of somebody else's, but the page was titled outdoor fishing. So this cocksucker just goes out there and fucking records outdoor fishing, never shows any. It's got 250,000 subscribers, hundreds of thousands of views per, and it's somebody else's bullshit content. All they're doing is fishing. The fucking you click on it to find like where's the next video? You know, like the continuation. Oh shit, did he bring it in? What was it? Right? No, dude, you fuck you. Thank you for your wasted minute and a half. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought that was ingenious. I really did. So think of that one too. That's something that we can fucking do. I think open up a different page, you know, planes of the world, and just fucking snap fucking bullshit pictures off the internet. Fucking, you know, okay, let's try, you know what I mean? Fuck, dude. There's so many things out there that people are getting paid for, and we think it has to do with our manual physical labor or our own. Like I was reading yesterday, I think it's called Sintra or Sintra, Sintra.
Okay.
It's fucking Sintra AI. I don't even know. I really tried to find out a reason why they named it Sintra. But anyway, so you hire these little fucking bots. Dude, my mind exploded when I realized what this world is coming to. I had no idea this existed. For example, I've always heard of bots. I didn't know that you can create a bot to keep hitting like open an account, and then you can have another bot that goes, okay, so he opened the account. Yep. Okay, here I'm confirming. Then you have another bot, dude. People creating fakeness on fucking accounts, and like I was reading that there was a guy who using 500 different cell phones, he made $3 million in 3 days. Jesus. Because these fucking bots were just tapping the phones or doing whatever it was they're supposed to do at the same time. So it looks like he was getting 500-600 fucking views a minute, you know? You know what I mean? Wow. Yeah, that's, and they're just transferring, and like his dude, it was crazy. Yeah. Anyway. Welcome to fucking Monday.
Tuesday.
Whatever.
Sir, you have a good day. Are you working today? Or are you chilling?
I don't know yet, dude. I need to work. I'll tell you that. I'm fucking broke. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know yet. Dolly doesn't like me, so I got to figure that one out first.
That's funny. Figure it out.
All right. Later, man. Bye.